to Bo knows college basketball. Big game tonight, in my mind. Growing up in Washington, D.C. proper, mind you, when people say they're from D.C., it's like, oh, well, where do you live? Well, I live in Virginia. I live in Maryland. No, I'm from D.C. But I've always been excited about the local teams and what they can do. And the Maryland Terps have a chance to put put a good stamp on their season tonight, right, Bo? They're welcoming the Iowa Hawkeyes. The last two picks I've made have been for the Iowa Hawkeyes. What am I going to do today? What's your take? I got mine. What's your take?
I mean, this is, I think, a really intriguing game. Maryland coming off a pretty disappointing performance against Indiana Monday night. Came on here Monday, told you to take them plus 5.5 on the road. Now they're plus 5.5 on at home facing Luka Garza and the Hawkeyes. So an interesting number here. Iowa, they've played a couple close games. Going back to that Rutgers game we talked about a little bit on Monday, that was a really close game down the stretch. Going back to their Minnesota game, this is a team that plays a little bit close, but they also have the potential to really blow you out offensively.
And that's the part that I'm just unsure about. That game will be at 7 o'clock on ESPN2. Iowa is favored by a wide margin to win this game. But if you look at their road games, their road record, they beat Rutgers by 2 points. They lost to Minnesota in overtime by 7 points. I don't want to go much further than that. I mean, that was back December 25th. This team is different from that team. But, Maryland on the other side lost to Michigan at home on December 31st by 11 points. The game before that at home, again, don't want to go back too far, but they won against LaSalle. But they are 2-3 in their last 5. It's tough. I mean, playing in Maryland, I'm 1-1 when I pick the Iowa Hawkeyes. It's easy to say that they'll win and cover. But I think in this case, I'm going to take a flyer here, but I'm going to say take Maryland.
Okay. I respect that. I think it's an interesting game. Maryland definitely has some potential, but I just don't see them having that dynamic big that can really compete with Garza down low. I think that's why Rutgers was able to keep it close. I think that's why Minnesota was able to keep it close. They had Liam Robbins, the 7-footer. Rutgers has Miles Johnson, of course. Galen Smith, I think, has the potential to be that. I just don't think he's really enough of an impact player down low to really have that effect on Garza that you need to really force Iowa to keep the ball outside and not push it inside to the best player in college basketball. I still like Iowa with the points here.
I hear you on that. I wonder if, as I'm contemplating if I should switch and just say take Iowa in the points. I guess I wonder if it's a feeling of Iowa being ranked 5th, every team's going to get up for them.
Yeah.
And for Iowa, traveling again across country, assuming they did, I don't know. I mean, financially, maybe they said, hey, we're just going to stay here.
Just hang out in Jersey.
Yeah, and just stay on the East Coast and wait for Maryland. But I think in my mind, the going back and forth, if you look at Iowa on the road, they are 1-1. I think Maryland gets up for them and at least makes it a close game. So I guess I'm going to say Iowa. I see Iowa winning. I think it being closer than that 5.
By the way, speaking of getting up for the game, it's a little bit of a homecoming for Luka Garza. Washington, D.C. product, right. Murray school grad.
Yep.
Return to the DMV.
It's going to be a big game without fans.
Fans.
Maybe,
I think
if to wave outside of his window in the bubble, but it is a homecoming for Garza.
I think if the Xfinity Center was packed like it normally is, I think it might be a little bit of a different situation.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. I've made three decisions here. Garza coming back home, which I didn't do that. I don't know how I forgot that. I was just having a conversation about Luke Garza. My best friend went to Murray as well. I'm taking Iowa.
Iowa. We swung you.
Yeah, I'm taking Iowa and the points. They'll win and cover tonight. So let's put that up on Twitter. That's all we need. Forget all the other stuff I said. I'm taking Iowa to win and cover. Luka Garza, homecoming game. He's going to show out. There you go.